and his great disciples. We're also very honored to have Pa'o Vipassana Hermitage, Singapore, and Pa'o Sundarabhumi, Indonesia, to co-host this series. The teaching is scheduled for 1.5 hours, including Q&A. Today is part 3 on the Buddha Sasana Chirantita 2. May the Buddha's dispensation last long. Before teaching starts, we have a few housekeeping notes, reminders. We're using simultaneous interpretation Zoom functionality for today's teaching. First, let's briefly go over the channel selection and take a minute to select your preferred channel. If you see the globe icon on your Zoom screen, that is the interpretation icon. Please choose either English or Chinese according to your preference, or the language of your preference. Please do not stay at off or original sound channel if you would like to hear English interpretation from Chinese or Indonesian interpreter. If you use the cell phone or mobile device, when you select channel, be sure to click Done to complete the selection. Please go ahead and select your preferred interpretation language channel now. If you have any questions, please send it to Zoom chat room. And during the teaching, if you have any questions that you would like to ask Aldo, please feel free to submit to the Q&A or chat. All the questions will be answered in the Q&A session after the teaching. Thank you for your cooperation. Now we're ready for the teaching. May we invite Aldo to start the teaching, interpret the Pandit, and interpret Dharma friends to start the interpretation, please. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
I repeat after me to take 5 precepts. Aham Bande,
Aham Bande,
Tisaranena Saha,
Tisaranena Saha,
Pancha Silang,
Pancha Silam,
Dhamman Yajami,
Dhamman Yachami,
Anugahan Gatawa,
Anugahang Gatwa,
Silandeta,
Silanteta,
Me Bande,
Me Bante,
Tutiyampi,
Tudiyambi,
Aham Bande,
Aham Bande,
Tisaranena Saha,
Tisaranena Saha,
Pancha Silang,
Pancha Silam,
Dhamman Yajami,
Dhamman Yachami,
Anugahan Gatawa,
Anugahang Gatwa,
Silandeta,
Silanteta,
Me Bande,
Me Bante,
Tatiyampi,
Tadiyambi,
Aham Bande,
Aham Bande,
Tisaranena Saha,
Tisaranena Saha,
Pancha Silang,
Pancha Silam,
Dhamman Yajami,
Dhamman Yachami,
Anugahan Gatawa,
Anugahang Gatwa,
Silandeta,
Silanteta,
Me Bande,
Me Bante,
Yamahawada Midamwadeta,
Ama Bante,
Namo Dasa Bhagavato Arahato Sama Sambuddhassa.
Namo Dasa Bhagavato Arahato Sama Sambuddhassa. Namo Dasa Bhagavato Arahato Sama Sambuddhassa. Namo Dasa Bhagavato Arahato Sama Sambuddhassa.
Buddhaṃ saranang gacchāmi, Dhammāṃ saranang gacchāmi, Sanghaṃ saranang gacchāmi.
Buddhaṃ saranang gacchāmi, Dhammam saranam gacchāmi, Sangham saranam gacchāmi.
Dutiyampi Buddhaṃ saranang gacchāmi, Dutiyampi Dhammāṃ saranang gacchāmi, Dutiyampi Sanghaṃ saranang gacchāmi.
Dudiyampi Buddham Saranam Gacchami. Dudiyampi Dhammam Saranam Gacchami. Dudiyampi Sangham Saranam Gacchami.
Tatiyampi Buddham Saranam Gacchami. Tatiyampi Dhammam Saranam Gacchami. Tatiyampi Sangham Saranam Gacchami.
Tadiyampi Buddham Saranam Gacchami. Tadiyampi Dhammam Saranam Gacchami. Tadiyampi Sangham Saranam Gacchami.
Ti Sarana Gamana Paripona
Ama Bante.
Anadi Bada Viramani Sekhabadan Samadhiyami.
Panatipata Veramani Sikapadam Samadhiyami.
Adena Dana Viramani Sekhabadan Samadhiyami.
Adina Dana Veramani Sikapadam Samadhiyami.
Kamesu Mechachara Viramani Sekhabadan Samadhiyami.
Kamesu Michachara Veramani Sikapadam Samadhiyami.
Musawada Viramani Sekhabadan Samadhiyami.
Musawala Veramani Sikapadam Samadhiyami.
Sura Meraya Mecha Pamada Dhana Viramani Sekhabadan Samadhiyami.
Sura Meraya Macha Pamantatana Veramani Sikapadam Samadhiyami.
Idame Punya Asawakaya Wahan Hotu.
Idame Punyan Asawakayam Vahang Hotu.
Idame Silam Nippanasa Vijayo Hotu.
Idame Sivam Nibbanasa Pacheyo Hotu.
Tisaranena Saha Panja Silam Dhamansarugan Katawa Apamadina Sampaditha.
Ama Bante.
Let's start our Dhamma discussion, Dhamma sharing by reciting Namo Tassa 3 times. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. The Buddha and his great disciples. Part 3. Buddha Sasana Jiran Detetu. May the Buddha's dispensation last long. Today. The last times we gave the Buddha Sasana, the Buddha's teachings. What are the Buddha's Sasana, the Buddha's teachings? Prayati Sasana, learning the Buddha's teaching. We Buddhists are learning Samatha Vipassana meditations. Sila Samadhi Panya. What is a Sila? What is a Samadhi? What is Panya? Etc. Noble Eightfold Paths, etc. 7 stages of purifications. After learning the Buddha's teaching, we practiced the Buddha's teachings practically. There will be Patipati Sasana. According to their parami, their practice, they attained Jhana Megaphala Nibbana attainment. They are Pativeda Sasana, or they penetrate the Four Noble Truths. This is called Pativeda Sasana. The Buddha also taught a lot of Dhamma, within the 45 years of his Buddhahood. Then finally, when we divide all of the Buddha's teachings into three groups, then one group will be Vinaya Pitaka. This Vinaya Pitaka refers to Sila Sasana. Then the other group will be Sautanda Pitaka. Sautanda Pitaka refers to Samadhi Sasana. The other group will be Abhidhamma Pitaka. Abhidhamma Pitaka refers to Pinya Sasana. Oh, in this way, is it? Maybe I will show myself it is better. Okay, who is showing this one? Tamadasi or Janice? Okay. Already it is here. The Buddha's teachings. Here, according to the slide presentations, 5 realities. Now we are experiencing the Buddha's dispensation. This is also very difficult to experience the Buddha's dispensation. Why? The Buddha appears in the world very rarely. You know, Donlabo, Bodho Bado, Loka Same, the appearance of the Buddha is very rare. Sometimes, you know, Asankeyas, incalculable world cycles, eons, the Buddha never appears. Sometimes only the Buddha appears in the world. That is why appearance of the Buddha in the world is very rare. Now you are meeting the Buddha's dispensation. Number 2, Donlabo Manosada Padilabo. It is also very difficult to obtain to be human life, humanhood. Now you are also human being. Is it? Human being. You can become human being in the world, but without the Buddha's dispensation, many times, in many eons. But now you became as a human being in the world, then you are also experiencing the Buddha's dispensation. You know, Manosada Bhavatong, you can see here, human being in the world only around maybe 7,000 million, is it, in the world, around this much. You can count the animals, like the ant or mosquito, even in our monastery, more than this, is it? Yeah. Then there will be many animals, many other beings in other realms. To become human beings is very rare. But now you are a human being. The number 3, Donglaba Khana Sampati or Donglaba Saddha Sampati. Saddha Sampati. Although you became human being in the world, you are also experiencing the Buddha's dispensation, but you know there are many human beings who don't have faith in the Buddha's teachings, the Buddha's dispensation. Is it? That is why it's very difficult to have the strong faith in the Buddha's dispensation. That is why, although there are a lot of human beings in the world, Buddhists are very rare, not so many people compared to people from the other religions. Only maybe during the Buddha is alive. At that time, there are many noble persons, many Buddhists around the Buddha. When the Buddha Sasana slowly declined, then, you know, Buddhists become less and less in the world. But now you have the faith in the Buddha's dispensation. It is also very rare opportunities to have such of faith in Buddha's dispensation. But now you are the Buddha sent the Buddhist, is it? Number 4, Donglaba Babeja. They are Buddhists. They also believe in the Buddha's dispensation. How many persons ordained as a bhikkhu or bhikkhuni, seali, etc.? How many persons? You can count. Myanmar is the biggest number in ordained persons. But compared to the people, lay persons in the Myanmar, very less. There's not so many ordained persons. Okay, there's no word to describe in other countries. That is why now you are also ordained person, Papeja person, Bhikkhu, Samira, Bhikkhu, Ni, Seali, etc. You are ordained person. Why? Since you are ordained person, your faith, your saddha is stronger than the other normal lay persons. That is why it is also very rare opportunity, but you are having this condition. Number 5, Donglaba Sadhamavana. Listening to the good Dhamma is a very rare opportunity. Now you are listening to the Dhamma. Although they are Buddhist, they are ordained person. It is very rare to learn the real teachings of the Buddha, to study, to listen to real teachings of the Buddhas, to practice the Buddha's real teachings. They are, they are ordained persons in the Buddha's dispensation. Most of them are practicing wrongly. That is why they have sila, even they cannot attain up to the highest level of concentration. Then some may have some vipassana knowledge, but they have no complete teachings of the Buddhas in their practice. Then it is also very difficult to realize Nibbana, although they are ordained person. That is why it is a rare opportunities to listen to the teaching of the Buddha, the true teachings of the Buddha. Okay. Now you know the reality. Donglabo, Bodho, Vado, Loka, Same, Donglabo, Nodabo, Donglaba, Khana, Sampati, Donglaba, Sampati, Donglaba, Babeja, Donglaban, Sadama, Sawana. Oh, then 5 rarity. Now you have these 5 rarities. Then what we are talking is a Buddha Sasana, the Buddha's teachings or the Buddha's monument. Last week, is it? 2 weeks ago, but we didn't have time to explain some of the Buddha's teachings to you. But now here, Awara Patimokkha is all Buddha's teaching, not only our Gautama Buddhas. Why? For example, the Buddha, later I may explain when there's a conditions. The Buddha appear in the world. Some Buddha lifespan are very long, but some Buddha lifespan are very short, like our Gautama Buddha. Is it? Then, briefly, Vipassi Buddha appear in at the 91 world cycles ago. Later, I will show this schedules later. No? Because the Buddha lifespan was 80,000 years. 80,000 years. The Buddha lifespan is a very long. During the Buddha's lifespan, Buddha taught a lot of the Dhamma possible, but in Patimokkha, the Buddha teach or recite only 3 stanzas of all the Patimokkha. Also, you know, there are many thousands of bhikkhu in the Buddha's dispensation. They also live in different locations, different places. The Buddha only show Awada Patimokkha. The Buddha only recite these 3 stanzas of Awada Patimokkha. 7 years, 1 time only. The Buddha recite only 1 time in 7 years. Then stop for 7 years without reciting. No need to admonish them again. Is it? Why they follow? They follow. No need to admonish them again. You should not make any noise in meditation hall 1 time. Next time go and check. No, not like this. During their time, during such kinds of Buddha time, the Buddha admonished to his disciple by reciting these 3 Awada Patimokkha 1 time, then stop for 7 years. No need to admonish them again. Then another, when the 7 years, 7 years later, then okay, all bhikkhu sanghas gather at the Buddha's place again. And then the Buddha admonished these 3 stanzas. Then okay, no need to admonish again for 7 years. In this way, the Buddha also gave this admonishment to his disciples. Sikhi, visible, Sikhi Buddha appear 7,000 years of human being lifespan. Visible Buddha appear 60,000 years of human being lifespan. Also the same, but 6 years 1 time only recite. Is it? Only Buddha recites. No, none of the disciples recite these 3 stanzas. In this war cycles, the first Buddha is a Kakusanda Buddha. Kakusanda Buddha appear 40,000 years of human being lifespan. Konagamana Buddhas appear 30,000 years of human being life in this war cycles. They recite these 3 Patimokkha, Awada Patimokkha, 1 year only. Then no need to admonish them again. Then they follow. It is enough for them to realize Nirvana or to follow the Buddha's teaching. Kasa Buddha appear 20,000 years of human being lifespan in this world. 6 months, one time only. Gather all bhikkhu gathers at one place, and then the Buddha recite these 3 stanzas for their admonishment, Buddha's admonishment. Then they listens to the Buddha's admonishment. No need to remind them again. This is a nature and long the Buddha who have long lifespans. Our Buddha appear 100 years of human being lifespan and short lifespan of the human being. Then what happened? Then the Buddha, only the Buddha stayed 45 years as a Buddhahood. Then the first 20 years of the Buddha, beginning from his enlightenment. Then the Buddha also recited these stanzas to admonish to the all bhikkhu, bhikkhuni, and all his disciples. There are other Sutra, no? Then Vinaya, Sautanda, Abhidhamma. But Vinaya, some part of Vinaya only not fully yet. That is why the Buddha recited only this all other Patimokkha's to admonish them, to teach them. But most of them follow. Then that is why we call the body 20 years of the Buddha's sadhana, appearance of the Buddha in the world. Many arahanta, many noble persons during these times. Is it? Then what happened? Then later on, some bhikkhu, some bhikkhuni, they don't follow Buddha's order, Buddha's teachings strictly. Then they break. Even they fall into parajika, apati, but they stay within the community or Sangha without confession. Then the Buddha knows this condition, and the Buddha didn't recite this order Patimokkha in the impure audience. Then finally, the Venerable Moggallana found out this person, and he did this from the community or Sangha. Then since the time, the Buddha stopped giving all the Patimokkha's to his disciples. Beginning from now, then Sangha only recite Anna Patimokha, Patimokha, Bhikkhu Patimokha. Then previously only Buddha recite 3 stanzas. Now Bhikkhu are reciting. The Buddha will never recite these stanzas in impure audience. That is why many immoral audience, immoral bhikkhu, immoral bhikkhuni, samanera, siale, etc. mixed together in this community. At that time, the Buddha will never recite those stanzas. Is it? Okay, what are they? That is why they are all Buddha's teaching. What is? Number 1, Sabba Babasa Akarana Kusalasa Upasambara. Sajjada Priyodapana Etam Buddhana Sasana. To avoid all evil. Sabba Babasa Akarana. Then as you know, I already explained before. Is it? To avoid all very clear. No need to mention in detail. Kusalasa Upasambara, to cultivate good. Just cultivate or accumulate. Only kusala, dana kusala, sila kusala, samatha and vipassana, bhavana kusala, to be higher and higher. This is your responsibility. The Buddha encourages you. Sajjada priyodapana, to cleanse one's mind, to purify one's mind. Tries to purify your mind from defilement. Is it? Step by step, systematically. When you can observe sila, then your mind can purify from the vitakama kilesa. You will not commit, the killing living being, etc., by body or by speech. Then you purify. and sila, morality. Then based on sila, you continue to practice samatha or vipassana meditation. Samatha meditation, you can attain, for example, absorption, concentration, not concentration, etc. Then you can with those concentration, then your mind will purify from pariyuthana kileta. Pariyuthana means constantly arising in ordinary person, Pudojana is mind. Is it? Loba, dosa, moha. If there's a no kusala, so they will occupy your mind. Then you should do one of the kusala, is it? Then they are arising in your mind constantly. But when you can concentrate on one meditation object deeply for a long time, then you can stay with this concentration without arising or mental defilement or pariyuthana kilesa. You can prevent the arising of pariyuthana kilesa or nivarana hindrances. Then your mind becomes more and more purified. Then finally, based on concentration, you contemplate vipassana. Then you also destroy kilesa. Finally, you realize nibbana with a path knowledge. Then path knowledge will completely destroy the respective defilement. Then those kinds of defilement will never appear again. In this way, with the full mega step by step, destroying those defilements. Then when you become arahanta, arhata mega, no more defilement. Become more and more purified. Sotapanna, when they become Sotapanna, they destroy many defilements already. They do Putojana person, their mind is very purified, very pure, very clear. Oh, Sadagami more, Anagami more than the lower person. Arahanta, no more defilement. In this way, you should try to cleanse your mind step by step. See, with the sila, samadhi, samatha, and vipassana, mekha, panya. Oh, this is the Buddha's admonishment. Sachaita priyotapanami, this one. Etam Buddhana sasana. This is the teachings of the all Buddhas, not only one Buddha. Okay, another one. Another one is a Khandi Brahman Tapoti Dekha, Nibbana Brahman Vadandi Buddha. Nai Babajito Bruba Kati, Nasamano Paramitiando. Buddha's teaching, no? Buddha's asana, this one. Endurance, patience is the highest austerity. Be careful. When someone make noisy, they think, why she is disturbing me? All the time, don't think like this. Sometimes they are also doing kusala, maybe without unintentionally they do something. Then be patient. Is it? Even they do purposely patient. If you are patient, if you can patient with this, if you be patient with this, then you are overcome. Then she is getting angry, or someone is making you to get angry. Then you also respond with anger, then will never be finished. Is it? Then you will quarrel, then the dispute will be more and more. Okay, Khandi Brahman Tapoti Dekha. Then you must be Khandi with everything. Everything, food, accommodation, weather, meditation schedule. Is it? Everything. Then this is also the Buddha's teaching. Nibbana Brahma Vadanti Buddha. Nibbana is a supreme, say the Buddha. The Buddha say, Nibbana is the supreme, unsurpassed, incomparable element. Try if you want the highest attainment, Nibbana. Is it? The Buddha says. Every Buddha says. What we are practicing Sila Samadhi Panya, Pariyati Patipati Sasana, is to realize Nibbana. This is our goal. To realize Nibbana with past and fruition knowledges. Okay? Nahi Papajito Prabhakati Nasamanohati Paramvihitiyanto. He is not a true man who harms another, nor a true renunciate who oppress others. They're very clear. If you are ordained person, bhikkhu, samanera, bhikkhuni, etc., siale, then what? You should not harm others. You should not oppress others. Be careful. Okay? Be careful. Then if you are torturing other, harming other, oppressing other, then you are not true monks, only just wearing the robe in this way. This is also the Buddha's teaching. When the Buddha teach in this way, during Vipassana Buddha time, 7 years, they follow. No need to explain for the basic, but newcomer, only just for newcomer, teach again. Then another stanza, Anubhavado Anubhagato, Pati Maukecha Samvaro, Maddenyudasa Bhaddasame, Pandincha Sayanasana, Aditeja Ayogo, Etan Buddhana Sasana. Not despising Anubhavado, not despising. You should not despise others, is it? Anubhavado, no harming, don't harm others. Patimaukisa samvaro, restraint, according to the code of monastics, display, follow Vinaya rule. The Buddha encourage you. Maddenyudaja Bhaddasame, moderation in food. Okay? You should also eat the food with according to your conditions. Moderation in eating. Then you can overcome Tina Meta, etc. You will not have Kamechanda, Nivarana, etc. If you eat food according to your conditions, moderation in eating. Pandyanja Sayanatana, in solitude, you should find the quiet place, secluded place. Is it? Don't be delightful in community too much. Don't be delightful in a company. Many friends together, then you will talk too much, then your concentration will not improve. Then if there's no concentration, how you will be able to attain Nibbana? Adi said devotions to meditation. Adhijaya Ayoga refers to 8 jhana attainment. Tries to attain the 8 attainments. Is it? The first one is actually Pandinja Sayanasana, refers to Kaya Viveka. Stay alone without associating with other, without being necessary. Stay alone. Even in meditation hall, but you are living alone without talking with other in this way, if not necessary. Is it? Then Kaya Viveka. Secluded in body. Then you also practice one of the meditation objects. Then finally you are successful in meditation, you attain jhana, 8 jhana attainment. Adhijaya Ayoga. There will be Chaitya Viveka, seclusions of the mind from defilement. Then you can stay with the jhana attainment, for example. Then your mind is very quiet or free from the arisings of defilement. This is a Chaitya Viveka. Etam Buddhana Sasana. This is also the teaching of the Buddha. Okay, then 3 stanza. During the Buddha time, Patimokkha day, Patimokkha, you know, Buddha, he himself recite Patimokkha to all his disciples. Bhikkhu, although there are some Vinaya rules, but they don't need to recite Anapatimokkha during the Buddha who have long lifespan. Then another one, the Buddha's teaching. Okay, we also note, okay? Cause jam bhaya deva viriyan chapi khemato arada viriya hota Esa Buddha Sasana. Or this is also the Buddha's teaching. Buddha Sasana, no? Then what the Buddha encourage you to follow? Cause passive idleness or laziness as a fearful. Sure, if you are lazy to do kusala, just now you know the stanza, not to avoid all evils, to cultivate all good, to cleanse one's mind, etc. If they are lazy to do this, what will happen? They will fall into the lower realms, powerful state, health, etc. Then they will experience a lot of suffering. That is why you should perceive laziness and fearful. The Buddha encouraged you, know. That is why don't be lazy. Cause jambaya do data. Viriyan jabi kema do. Viewing effort as a source of peace. You know, Viriyan jabi kema do. If you are striving diligently, sure, you can attain jhana megafla nibbana attainment. At that time, you have jhana happiness, vipassana happiness, and megafla nibbana happiness. They are real happiness. Without practicing diligently, it is impossible to attain such kinds of attainment. That is why you should view heaven effort as source of peace. Buddha's admonishment. Arada Viriya Hota. Oh, that is why striving diligently is for Nibbana. Okay? Arada Viriya Hota. You should try to strive. You should try to practice samatha and vipassana meditation. You should try to accumulate all kinds of kusala to have more and more. Ita is a Buddha Nasasani. This is the Buddha's teaching. This is the Buddha's admonishment. You understand? Huh? You just follow. Okay, another one. Vivadan Beado Desawa, Avivadancha Kimato. Samega Sakila Hota is a Buddha Nasasani. Another, the Buddha's admonishments to you. Vivadan Beado Desawa, perceiving dispute as fearful. If someone are disputing each other, if bhikkhu Siale are disputing each other, quarreling each other, fighting each other, what will happen? You know, Vivada Mula Sutta, according to Vivada Mula Sutta, bhikkhu quarrel each other, dispute each other. Then his disciple, his follower also split into two groups. Then in the same way, his devotee group also became two groups. Then the guardian deva become two groups. Then what will happen? Deva from the ground become two groups. Then finally it separates up to higher deva, up to Pamaran, except noble person. All become two groups. They fight each other. Now Myanmar is a fighting. Even Myanmar bhikkhu also become two groups. Devotee also become two groups. Now, so sure, Deva also become two groups. That is why, if they become two groups, cannot be peaceful. Is this? Cannot be peaceful. Fight each other, killing each other, then sadhana also cannot develop, cannot grow. Most of them, they fight each other and kill each other, they will fall into lower realms, full state. That is why, if they are harmonious each other, then will be peaceful, harmonious. Okay, if they don't dispute each other, non-dispute, then what will happen? They will be peaceful. Then, that is when the Buddha also admonishes you not to dispute each other. See dispute as a fearful, view no non-dispute, harmony as a source of peace. To be like this, what should you do? Samega Sakila Vata, maintain harmony through gentle, kind words. Speak gently, Okay. Generally, when you speak someone to sentence to someone, if they get angry, how to do? Cannot. That is why maintain harmony, truth, gentle, kind words is a Buddhana Sasani. This indeed is the Buddha's teachings, the Buddha's admonishment. Okay, another one. Pamadan Biado Deswa Apamadinja Kido. Bawe Takingika Megan is a Buddhana Sasani. The Buddha also give admonishments too. Perceiving heedlessness as a fearful, viewing heedfulness as a peaceful. Practice and cultivates the Eightfold Path. This is the Buddha's admonishment, the Buddha's teaching. Okay, this is also very clear. You know, pamada, heedlessness. If heedlessness means if akusala arises in your mind, then you already forget the objects of meditation. This is called heedlessness. Then what will happen if there is a heedlessness most of the time? Then where you probably will not any attainment, will go to lower ranks. But apamada means heedfulness. They stay with one good object to have dana, sila, bhavana, kusala in their mind. And this is called heedfulness. Usually for meditation practice, they stay with the one or the kaya, vedana, citta, dhamma object, satipatthana object. Then this is a heedful. They are heedful. Then sure, they will attain higher and higher attainment. Then they will be peaceful. Is it? That is why to remove the pamada, heedlessness, to increase apamada, heedfulness, then what will happen? Bhawe Takingika Megan, develop, practice, cultivate the Noble Eightfold Path. As you know, Noble Eightfold Path refers to three trainings: Sila Sekha, Samadhi Sekha, Panya Sekha. Okay, then you will attain jhana, mega, nibbana attainment. At that time, then you will be peaceful. Okay, this is also the Buddha's teaching. It is a Buddhana Sasani. Okay, you know, no? Authentic mega. Then another stanza. Samagata Bahu Buddha Arahanta Sabha So Sambodhi Arahante Cha Wandamana Namasata. Many Buddhas, Pachika Buddhas and Arahants has assembled. Okay, let's venerate those Buddhas and Arahants. This is also Buddha's encouragement. You know, there are also Buddha in one times, maybe one Samasan Buddha. But Pachika Buddha many times already appear in the world, will appear later. There are also many Arahantas, especially during the times. As long as there's a Buddha's dispensation, there may be Arahanta. Then you should pay homage to them, you should respect to them. Even the Buddha encourages you to pay homage to such kinds of the venerable Buddha, Pachika Buddha and Arahanta. Why? They are worthy of respect by all beings. Then, if you do so, what will happen? Yeah. Especially Buddha, no? Ewan Ajindiya Buddha, Buddha Dhamma Ajindiya, Ajindiya Pasana, Vipa Kohodi Ajindiyo. Buddha are inconceivable. So says the Dhamma preached by him. Reverence towards the unfathomable Buddha and his teachings yield unthinkable results, unthinkable fruits. The Buddha encourages you. The Buddhas are inconceivable, unthinkable. Is it? They have unthinkable and incomparable qualities. Ewan Buddha Ajindia. Buddha Dhamma Ajindia, Buddha Dhamma also the same way. The Dhamma preached by the Buddhas are unthinkable, inconceivable. Ajindiya Pasanana, if you reveal, if you respect the Buddha and the Dhamma taught by the Buddha, Vipaka the Ajindiya, then what will happen? You can obtain the unthinkable results, unthinkable fruit. That is why the Buddha encourages you to respect, to revere the Buddhas and the Buddha's Dhamma. The Buddha encourages you. Is it? Okay. This is the Buddha's encouragement. Okay. This, the Buddha's, if you follow in this way, what will happen? Then the Buddha Sasana will exist in your mind. Then you will be peaceful. You can escape from suffering. Then the Buddha Sasana, the Buddha's teaching, the Buddha admonishment are very valuable. So we have responsibility to maintain the Buddha's teachings, not to disappear from the world. Is it? How to maintain? 5 fetters, this may Buddha dispensation disappear. You should try to know these. What are they? Here. Not listening to the Dhamma. You know, here only half of the Bhikkhu and Siali, even maybe less than half of Bhikkhu and Siali, who are listening to the Dhamma. Why? They are lazy to come here. Is it? Not listening to the Dhamma. If they are lazy to listen to the Dhamma, then the Buddha dispensation, the Buddha Sasana disappear easily. Then another thing is not studying. They don't want to study the Buddha's teaching. They are lazy. Then what will happen? The Buddha's dispensation will disappear easily. Number 3, not memorizing. After studying, they do memorize. That is very good. Just now I taught, you know, Sabha Babasa Akasana, Kusalasa Upasamara, Sajita, Priyodapana, Etam Buddhanasana, recite and reflect and follow. How? It will be beneficial. But they are lazy. They don't want to memorize. Then they also don't follow. Then Buddha dispensation will disappear. Number 4, not understanding. After memorizing such kinds of stanzas, they are learning, but they don't understand. Only just recite. Also, the Buddha Sasana will not last for a long time. Number 5, no moral conduct. Okay, they understand after memorizing, after learning, but they don't practically practice. Is it? Moral conduct. They don't follow the duty or the practice. Then the Buddha Sasana will disappear. These 5 fetters that make the Buddha dispensation disappear. The opposites are, okay, if you are listening to the Dhamma regularly, studying the Dhamma, memorizing the Buddha's teaching, also trying to understand the Buddha's teaching, you also practice practically according to the Buddha's instruction. Then the Buddha Sasana will last long time. Okay. Then another fetters, then make Buddha dispensation disappear. Number 1, not studying Dhamma. They don't study the Dhamma. The Buddha Sasana will disappear. Number 2, not preaching in detail. Okay, they have Dhamma knowledge after studying, but they don't preach the Dhamma in detail. You know, only just briefly. Then what will happen? The Buddha Sasana will disappear easily. Not teaching in detail. You know, they teach. They don't want to teach Sila in detail, Samadhi in detail. Okay, daily practice Vipassana. This is Vipassana. Then what will happen? The Buddha, then Samadhi Sasana already disappear. Even Samatha, there are 40 different kinds of Samatha meditation. They don't know how to practice. Is it? Now we are teaching all samatha meditations and our meditation center in detail. But you only just practice practically, systematically, successfully. This is your duty. Not teaching in detail, okay? We are teaching in detail. If they are not teaching in detail, and then what is fear? Not recite out loudly sometimes in prayer, especially in prayer school. Recite such kinds of stanza loudly, is it? Not to forget. This is also good. When we were studying in school, my voice is maybe long, high, how to call, louder than the other students. Is it? Louder than the other students in the class. In this way, can recite, can memorize easily. Otherwise, sometimes maybe some different conditions. For example, our teacher Tipitaka Yosaro, he also Tipitaka, but he only just memorized in mind without reciting loudly. The number 5, no ponderance deeply. Okay, they also understand, they study, they teach the Buddha's Dhamma in detail, etc. But they don't reflect the Buddha's teaching deeply. For example, they study one sutta, Masri Padana Sutta. Okay, only when you are going, then you only just know going in this way. But they don't know further, deeply. Despair. Buddha's dispensation will despair. Actually, the Buddha didn't refer like this much only. Trying to understand up to Mata Rupa, Paramata Nama stage. 5 aggregate, Nama Rupa only. Not Pinyati only. Okay? In this way, need to ponder. Then these 5 will despair. Okay? If you do opposite of those, then you can make the Buddha's dispensation longer. Okay, another, this one is from Sayuddha Nikaya, just now is Anguttara Nikaya. This is from Sayuddha Nikaya, studying the Dhamma wrongly. Oh, sorry, this is also another one. Studying the Dhamma wrongly. Number 2, not listening to good advice. Good advice from the elders, no? Now I am giving advice to you. If you listen, the Buddha says now will disappear. Samatha and Vipassana meditation practice will disappear. Pariyati, Patipati, Pativedha Sasana will disappear. Okay, rarity, so Dhamma teacher. You know, in the future, the Dhamma teacher will be rare and rare. Will be rare and rare. Very difficult to find. Is it? Very difficult to find. Why? Okay, become rare. This is a natural. Later part of the Buddha dispensation. Number 4, great efforts for gain. Okay, most of bhikkhu follow only gain. They don't want to teach. They want the Buddha Dhamma teachers become rare. Then they follow only just gain. Or they do the social work for lay persons. Only just finding gain. Then Buddha Sasana will disappear. Number 5, quarreling each other. Oh, they are also fighting each other, become 2 groups, even in one monastery, and many groups, even in one monastery. Then even in the one Myanmar, there are many groups, many Nikaya, etc. They fight each other, they are each other. Then become many groups, even in Buddhist, many groups. In this way, Buddha says now will disappear easily. Okay, this one is from Sayuddha Nikaya Saddhamapati Rupaka Sutta. No respect towards the Buddha. If they don't respect towards the Buddha, towards the Dhamma, towards the Sangha, towards the 3 trainings, then the Buddha Sasana will disappear. Towards concentration, you know, this one refers to 8 attainment. Then many people preach the Dhamma. Oh, concentration, jhana concentration is not necessary to practice Vipassana. Then nobody established. Then we encourage the concentration is very important. Practice. Then is it? Then we respect towards the concentration. But many people, even they are Buddhist, even they are meditation teacher, they don't respect the concentration. Why? Someone is practicing samatha meditation to attain concentration, even they criticize. Then they don't respect our concentration. Concentration refers to attainment. Then Buddha says nowadays we are easily. Okay, if there are many Buddhists who respect the concentration, then the Buddha Sasana will last for a long time. Okay, you know how to make the Buddha Sasana for last long time. You know, Buddha appear in the world. Then a little bit longer, maybe question answer less. Then the Buddha appear in the world. Then the Buddha preach the Dhammacakka Bodhana Sutta and Anatta Lakkhana Sutta to the first 5 bhikkhus, Pancavaggiya. At the end of the 2 sutta, together with the practice, these 5 Pancavaggiya became Arahanta. They also became bhikkhus. Later on, Venerable Yasa and his friends became Arahanta and bhikkhus, altogether 60. Is it 60? Then the Buddha encouraged them to separate, to propagate the Buddha dispensation around the Jati. Then what happened? As I explained, Venerable Sariputta, Venerable Asji and the other son, Arahanta went to Rajagaha city, son went to the other country, and this way they preached the Dhamma. Then finally, Venerable Sariputta and Moggallana also became noble persons, became bhikkhus, etc. Is it? In this way, the Buddha preached the Dhamma. Since this time, the first 60 missionary arahants, just now 60 arahanta, go to the different places to propagate the Buddha dispensation. Then 60 arahanta bhikkhu went to different places for missionary. Then what will happen? Then the Buddha Sasana become bigger. Is it? Buddha, the whole world. Then even Savatthi city, there were 70 million people. 5 million people are noble persons. You see, in this way, many noble persons, and even him, Sotabana, Sagatagami, Anagami, etc. Countless noble Deva and noble Brahma. There are many, still many, because of the Buddha teach the Dhamma. Is it? Very valuable. Then, in this way, they separate. Then when the Buddha took his final Nibbana, when the Buddha passed away, after 45 years of Buddhahood, 80 years of his age, the time, when the Buddha was taken Nibbana, last time I told, Subhadda Bhikkhu from Venerable Mahakassapa disciples, one of Mahakassapa disciples. Then he tell, Samana Gautama passed away, take his final Nibbana. During his time, we were afraid of him. That is why, although we want to do, we cannot do whatever we want. But now, he take his final Nibbana, he passed away. Now, we don't need to worry. We will do whatever we want. He announced in this way. Then Venerable Mahakassapa feel sense of urgency somewhere. Then we need to maintain the Buddha teachings, the Buddha dispensation, not to disappear from the world. Then within 1 year, the Buddha's final attainment of Nibbana, then Venerable Mahakassapa lead the first Sangha's Kasa. We call Sangha's Sangha. All the Buddha's teachings collect and together and make three group, for example, one Vinaya Pitaka, one is a Sautanta Pitaka, one is a Abhidhamma Pitaka. Then they recite those the Buddha's teaching. Then all must follow according to Sutta, Dhamma and Vinaya. Dhamma and Vinaya. Is it? Then the Buddha's teaching are Dhamma and Vinaya. Dhamma refers to Sautanta Pitaka and Abhidhamma Pitaka. Vinaya means Vinaya. They all together three Pitaka. There are three Pitaka. You know, there are all Samatha and Vipassana meditation practice. All three training, 7 stages of purification, Noble Eightfold Path, 4 foundations of mindfulness are there in those Buddha's teaching. Then we should follow according to the Buddha's teaching. Then they decide, you know, how many. You know, the first Sangha is called Sanghayana, Buddha era, number 1, within the Buddha's Sasana. Count, beginning from Buddha's taken Pranipana. Where, Benyu, Rajagaha, they gather all 5 Arahanta, gather at Rajagaha city. There's a one Pongla mountain and Saddapani Guha. Is it? Saddapani Guha. You can go and see there. In this place, 100 Arahanta gather together and recite all Buddha's teaching, Tipitaka. Not to despair. Follow this practice only. Sila Samadhi Penya. Then Mahakassapa is the chief Arahanta in this, the first Sangha's Kausa. Okay, who sponsor, who support this, the first Sangha Kausa? Ajata Satuken. In this way, okay, the Buddha Sasana, okay, nobody can destroy. Anatita Satukamiwa Pavajana. Although the Buddha taught his final pranayana, the Buddha's teaching are still existing in the world. That is why you just follow the teaching of the Buddha. Then you are also meeting with the Buddha. Is it? In this way, then what will happen? Another 100 years of the Buddha dispensation, what happened? Some bhikkhu from Vesali country, Vaji country, they want to destroy and we are rule, and some they add some their own idea. For example, here briefly, number 1, Sangha Sengi Lona Kappa, the student sought and home. Sought. Okay. Sought is actually time sense, can be. But okay, next time if there's no dishes, no curry, then to eat with the plain rice, we should keep the salt. Actually, it is not allowable for bhikkhu. Is it? If you keep the salt next day, you cannot mix with the curry or the any food. Then cannot eat. If you eat only salt without mixing with the other, it is still for bhikkhu. But not for samanera, not for Sayali, for bhikkhu, it is not allowed. Is it? Yeah, but it is allowable. They keep with the horn. At that time, maybe no cup. They just put on the horn. Okay, and this way, the last one, okay, number 10, Jada Rupa Rajata, using gold and silver. Okay, they also accept money when they offer. They also encourage them to offer money and gold. It is allowable for bhikkhu. Or they say, then what happened? Then Venerable Yasa saw this condition. Then, we have our responsibility to last the Buddha's Sasana longer. Then he lead this again Sanghayana. 100 years of the Buddha's era. Then Bennu, Vesali country. Then number of bhikkhu, 700 Arahanta. Chief Yasa, Venerable Yasa is the chief of those Arahanta. Sponsor Kala Soka Ken. Can you understand? Then another one. The third Sangha costs 235. Buddha's era. Venues, Patali Buddha. Number of bhikkhu 1,000. 1,000. Chief Bhikkhu Maugali Buddha Desa. Sponsor Asoka Ken. Asoka is very famous. Is it? Asoka Ken. In this way, they gather together and collect the Buddha's teaching and recite and confirm this is the Buddha teaching. Nobody can destroy. Must follow in this way. In this way, many Aranda are still existing in the world during those times. There are also some immoral bhikkhu. Then, with the bhikkhu Vinyaru Buddha's teaching, they despair such kinds of immoral bhikkhus from pure Sangha's community. In this way, they make the Buddha's sasana not to despair. Okay, another one, the Sanghayana. Oh, sorry, during the Sanghayana, the 9 Dhamma missionary, this one is, for example, Venerable Maugali Buddha Data, since Venerable Handas to the Sri Lanka, the Sri Lanka Sasana became very bright during these times. Is it? For example, the other Mahathera Arhan also went to different places. The last one, Sona and Odras to Suwana Bhumi. Suwana Bhumi is they have different idea. Suwana Bhumi is a Myanmar, Mon State, Stove. Suwana Bhumi, Thailand say. Suwana Bhumi is a Thailand. Indonesia. Then all Asia country can say Indo-China. Indo-China are the whole area are Suwana Bhumi. Okay. Then Buddha Sasana become bright in those areas. Fourth Sanghayana, you know, the Buddha Sasana 450 years. Then what will happen? Yeah, they also recite Sanghayana, the Buddha's teaching, gathering 500 bhikkhus together at the Alu Viharas, Mandalay, Sri Lanka. There you can go and visit in Sri Lanka. There's a one cave in this monastery. Then Venerable Chief 500 bhikkhus, Chief bhikkhus is a Venerable Dhammarakita, sponsored by Wadakamiken. Okay, during this time they also write the Buddha's teaching on the fan leaf. Okay. The fifth Sanghayana, Sangha Kausa, about 2,415 years of the Buddha Sasana. More than 2,000, around 2,000 years, no? Later, 2,000 years later. They did the fifth Sanghayana in Myanmar, Mandalay, with 2,400 bhikkhu. Then the chief is a Venerable Jaga, sponsored by Mendongken in Mandalay. You can go and find. They also write the Buddha's teaching and stone. This is the sixth Sangha's Kausa, Sanghayana, Buddha's era 2,495. Then Rangoon, you can go and see in Yangon, there's a Pasana cave where they are doing typical examination. The number of bhikkhu 2,500. Chief is a Venerable Rewata. Later on, Venerable Masoye Searo Surya Biwan. Then sponsored by Unu. Okay. During this time, Myanmar is the richest country in Asia. But now, okay, then here, the sixth Sanghayana, then finish. Then all in Sanghayana, 6 times in Sanghayana, they divide 3 Pitakas. Vinaya Pitaka, the baskets of display, refers to precepts sila. Number 2, Sotanda Pitaka, the baskets of discourses, refer to sila, samadhi. Abhidhamma Pitaka, the baskets of attendance, Abhidhamma, as it refers to penya. in this way with the 5 Nikaya. Also divide during since the first Sangha time, they had their own duty. For example, Diga Nikaya, long discourse, Venerable Ananda and his students were undertake to memorize, not to disappear. They were maintained Diga Nikaya like this. Okay, Majjhima Nikaya, Venerable Sariputta disciple, they were maintained. They were emphasizing, memorizing Majjhima Nikaya. Then Sayutta Nikaya, Hashem, Mahakassapa and his disciples. And Gautara Nikaya and his students. In this way, they maintain the Buddha's dispensation, not to disappear from the world. You know, what is the benefits? This one especially is for Vinaya rule. The Buddha laid down, put down the Vinaya rules for benefit, for 10 benefits, etc. Not only Vinaya rule for all Dhamma and Vinaya. What are they? Sangha Sutra for the well-beings of the Sangha. Then sure, you follow Dhamma and Vinaya taught by the Buddha, then the Sanghas will be able to stay peacefully. Sangha Sutra, it is good. They were admit, they were confess, they were say, Sangha Fasutaya for the cause of the Sangha. Domenguna, Bogalana, Nekhaya, especially, okay, Vinaya and Dhamma, Vinaya, for example, immoral bhikkhu in the Buddha dispensation. Then Sangha say, then you commit one parajikaru, you are no longer bhikkhu. They disperse such kinds of immoral bhikkhus from Sangha's community. In this way, to, for the rest of recalcitrant, is it? The number 4, Pesalana Bhikkhuna, Fasu Viharaya, for the ease of well behaved. There are also many moral bhikkhus. If there are immoral bhikkhus in this community, then they will not stay peacefully. That is why when they follow Vinaya rule, then to be able to stay with peacefully, comfortably with pure bhikkhu, then Vinaya is very important. Is it? Dhamma also the same, actually. Some are practicing wrongly, then showing the reference from Buddha teaching. Go away, despair away, in this way, okay, drive away. Data Dhammikana, Asavana, Sambraya, for the resting or change or present life. In this present life, you know, there are also a lot of danger, a lot of things, etc. Then if they follow Dhamma and Vinaya or the Buddha's teaching, what will happen? The Data Sambrana, Asavana, Samvaraya, okay, they can restrain, they can prevent such kinds of dangers not to come. Then also in the future, Sambarayikana, Asavana, Padikadaya, Abhasanana Basaraya, number 7. Okay. Abhasanana Basara, to give raise to confidence in those without it. Abhasanana Basaraya. Then if they are following the Buddha's teaching, Dhamma and Vinaya, what will happen? Although they are non-Buddhists, they have no confidence in the Buddha's teaching, but they will also have faith in the Buddha's teaching. Or they are practicing in such kinds of practice. It is not easy to practice. For me, cannot practice, or they will say. Is it? You know, even during the Mendong, what will I say? Although some bhikkhu, some young bhikkhu are doing some a little bit unsuitable behaviors for bhikkhu. At that time, what he said? So they are doing such kinds of minor apathy, committing minor apathy. Actually, I revere them, I respect them. Why? They can stay without eating in the dinner, in the evening. They can stay without wife for whole life. I cannot stay, he said. That is why with these two quality, I already respect them, he said. Is it? Number 8, Pasanana Bhavaya. Those who already Buddhist, who have faith in the Buddha dispensation already. Then when they see Bhikkhu, Samanera, ordained person are following the Buddha's teaching correctly, then they become, they respect the ordained person more and more. They have strong faith in the Buddha dispensation more and more. In this way, is it? The number 9. Sadhama Titiya for the congregations of the true Dhamma, the continuance of the true Dhamma, okay, to last the true Dhamma longer, the Buddha Sasana longer, sure. Then Vinaya Nogaya for the benefits of the training, to suppose the Dhamma and Vinaya not to despair. Okay. Buddha and data to make the Buddha dispensation last long. Since the Buddha appeared in the world, until now, Buddha and his great disciples are making. Buddha and his disciples made the Buddha's dispensation last long, not to disappear from the world. Then now, our responsibility. Is it? Our responsibility, then all our elders, our brother already made the Buddha dispensation last long, not to disappear from the world. Now, by following the Buddha's instruction, the Buddha's teaching, taking the example of our brother, our elders, then you should also follow the Buddha's teaching, not to disappear from the world. To make the Buddha dispensation last long, may the Buddha's dispensation last long. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Sadhu, sadhu. Thank you, Sayadaw, very much for your teaching today. We have about 8 minutes left. May we open the floor for today's questions? And please just feel free to submit questions in the Q&A. The first question, Vandami Sayadaw, most of our conversations in daily life can be considered meaningless or frivolous. And most frivolous speech do not have bad intentions. What kind of speeches are considered sampapala vacha kambata? Okay. Frivolous talks with such strong lobha or dosa as to create the resultant birth linking. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Sampapalapa was okay, one of the useless speech. Sampapalapa was is a useless speech. They are talking the useless speech, which is not suitable for no beneficious, which is not beneficious. Beneficious. Then Kamapata me by kinds of things. Okay, briefly. By saying such kinds of things, maybe others welfare, they destroy others' welfare, as well as their welfare. Okay, then it is considered Kamapata. So Kamapata means which can lead to be repaid lower destination, lower ranks. Is it only just sometimes only just talking sampapalapa useless only just for short times, for example. Although it is useless, but not so effortless to destroy both welfare, others' welfare and also their own welfare. At that time, okay, this is a sampapalapa useless speech, but not so serious. If they use the useless frequently many times, because of useless, it is not beneficial for both. Not beneficial for both. To me, okay, even will destroy their welfare, also many akusala will grow. Then it is considered okay, karma patha. It can produce, it results be reborn in Lord dispensation. Okay, in this you can remember briefly. Okay.
Thank you, Sado. The next one, I believe, is in Indonesian, maybe.
Pertanyaan selanjutnya dari Wahidin Johan. Wandami Sayadaw, mohon penjelasan. Yang tadi Bhante katakan samudra airnya tidak surut atau airnya berlebihan karena kiriman air dari banyak sungai. Yang saya ketahui, es yang di Atlantik mulai cair. Ada banyak tempat yang tadinya daratan sudah tertutup air. Betulkah dengan cairnya es yang di kutub, dunia akan kebanjiran? Thank you.
This one is you know, the oceans were not overflows at boundaries, but this is in some parts, some ice mountains also fell down into the ocean. That is why the water come out overflow at boundaries. Then how to do? Okay, sometimes because in normal condition, according to nature of the ocean, it will not have overflow at the boundaries. But if there's an abnormal condition, then it will happen like this. Okay, the Buddha does not also the Buddha dispensation also, you know, normally they will not break the, especially noble persons will not break the Vinaya rules like the oceans, etc. This one's an abnormal condition. Okay, abnormal conditions, not normal conditions.
Thank you, Sado. I think the next question in Chinese.
礼敬闪耀的愿吉祥，有否持欲观两种混合学者如何辨识与修学？预先感谢你的回答，萨度萨度萨度。
Samatha and Vipassana, how to differentiate? And that's why what they want to know is okay. Then I will explain two things. Then maybe what he want to what he means is maybe according to Yuganada Sutra possible. Or sometimes Yuganada, no Yuganada ways. How to mix together as me, for example. Okay, explain according to Yuganada only. Yuganada is a samatha. Okay, so for example, anapana. They enter into anapana, the first jhana. This is a samatha. Imagine from the first jhana, he contemplates this the first jhana nama dhamma only. As anicca, anicca, dukkha, dukkha, anatta, anatta, and vipassana stage. In nama rupa prasida jnana state, they are analyzing nama, citta and cittasika in this the first jhana. Pay attention, they are respective characteristics, etc. Then there will be vipassana. Contemplating as anicca, dukkha, anatta, there will be vipassana. Is it? Okay, this is samatha and vipassana. If you understand this in the same way, second jhana, third jhana, fourth jhana, the other Tinkasina attainment or etc. also the same way. This is called samatha and vipassana. Okay, another one. Another one is a samatha yanika person. Samatha yanika person, they practice one of the samatha meditation like anapana or asubha according to their temperament, charita. When they are practicing one of the samatha meditation subjects, this is called samatha meditation. Then they attain up to jhanas concentration, upachara samadhi or apana concentration state. They are entering into upachara samadhi or apana samadhi, taking their respective meditation objects. There will be samatha. Imagine from this, then they contemplate any nama rupa objects, maybe jhana, nama, dhamma, or rupa, or any even non-living things. As anicca, dukkha, anatta, there will be vipassana, samatha and vipassana. Then especially all five aggregate, no? They are contemplating the as anicca, dukkha, anatta. There will be vipassana. Okay, samatha and vipassana. For Sutra vipassana yanika person, they say, actually, Sutra vipassana yanika, they practice only pure vipassana, not samatha. Because they also have to analyze nama, rupa as they really are. To be able to analyze rupa, then they start to practice four element meditation. Okay. They can say this is not real vipassana yet. According to the sequence of meditation practice, they had to dispel the five hindrances from their mind with their sense concentration. Then practice four element meditation in their body. Pay attention, earth element, water element, fire element, and air element. Air element. That time, they could not see Paramatha Rupa immediately. They will see Pinyati as a Pinyati. Why at least as Samuha Pinyati? Is it? In this way. Then finally they can focus on these four elements for a long time. They attain higher level of concentration at that time. Up to this stage can say as a samatha. But why? They cannot see real ultimate reality, real nama rupa. That is why cannot say as a vipassana. Then later on, they see kalapa, small particle, they can continue to discern earth, water, fire, wind, hardness, flowing, heat, supporting. And those kalapa, then they start to discern Paramatha Rupa, ultimate materiality. But can say it is a vipassana. But there will be Nama Rupa Prasida Jnana only. Then later on, can continue to contemplate the as anicca, dukkha, anatta, pay attention, they are rising, perishing, etc. Then there will be vipassana. Okay, in this way, can see samatha and vipassana. Okay, what is it, samatha? Samatha usually take Pinyati objects. Vipassana will take only Paramatha objects.
Okay, thank you, Sayadaw. Sayadaw,
This should be the last question.
yes. Okay, thank you, Sayadaw. I think there is a question about Sayadaw, in which Samma Sambuddha of the 28 Samma Sambuddha has the longest and the shortest time of Buddha Sasana. Why it can be happened?
Why it can be happened? Then if we explain this one, then wait, the Buddha wants the Buddha's dispensation. Later, if I have times, then I may show this one with their lifespan. Is it? It's a Buddha dispensation. But this one, okay, the 28 Buddha, later I will show their biography, no, Buddha biography, briefly later, not now. Now, you said 28 Buddha, Samasan Buddha has the longest and also the shortest time of the Buddha Sasana. Oh, okay. Sorry, this one briefly, okay. 100,000 years of lifespan. The Buddha will appear there. This is the longest one. Then 100 years, no? 100 years of human being lifespan, the Buddha will appear, like our Gautama Buddha. This is the shortest one. Shortest one. This is a lifespan. But their generation is different. If the Buddha lifespan is a very long, like 100,000 or 80,000 years of lifespan, like Upasi Buddha, that time they have no generation, only 2 generations. Present disciples and another present disciples. Then after that, all disappear. Buddha dispensation disappear. This is during the long lifespan of the Buddha's dispensation. Then short lifespan, like our Buddha, then many generations remain, although this short lifespan. That is why I can consider Buddha Sasana Chira Titika. Buddha Sasana will last long time. Refer to this generation, not refer to age actually. Refer to many generations. Short lifespan, Buddha's dispensation will have many generations, generation by generation, like here. But Buddha who appear in long lifespan will not have too many generations, only 2 generations remain. After the Buddha dispensation disappear. Okay, this is the answer. Okay, should start our Dhamma discussion and sharing our merits to all beings. Repeat after me. Idame Punya.
Idame Punyan
Asawakaya.
Asawakayam
Vahang Hodu.
Aham Hodu
Idame Punya.
Idame Punyan
Nibbanasa.
Nibbanasa
Ejayo.
Vacheo
Hodu.
Hodu
Mama Punya Baga.
Mama Bunya Bhagam
Sabha Sadhana.
Sabha Satanam
Ajemi.
Ademi
Esabe.
Sabe
Besama.
Esamam
Punya Baga.
Bunya Bhagam
Labandu.
Bandu
Sadhu. Sadhu. Sadhu.
Thank you, Sayadaw. Thank you so
Okay.
much for your teaching.
Mm-hmm.
Please feel free to
Okay.
leave.
See you later. Okay.
Thank you. So, thank you again. And also the interpreter Bante and interpreter Dhamma friends. And just a few very brief announcements. In 3 weeks, Sayadaw will continue the series on the Buddha and his great disciples, lesson 4, at the same time. And I believe in 2 weeks, we will have the next class for the part 14 of the Nikaya studies. And then on the Tika Nikaya Sutta number 6, I believe that there was the homework assignment to continue to read the sutta before the class. And again, feel free to send your questions to americadhammasociety@gmail.com as you study the material, and then Sayadaw will also answer the questions during class. As you see on the screen, there's the link to the Google Drive, which you can access the sutta in the different languages, as well as the previous lecture notes. So feel free to access it and send any email us or check out our website. We also have the YouTube channel and the Facebook. Please check them out. If you would like to offer Vasa allowable requisites to the teachers, You can use PayPal or mail a check. And if you have any further questions or inquiry, please feel free to email us also. Again, thank you to our co-hosts, Pa'au Singapore and Pa'au Sundarbhumi Indonesia. And thank you everyone for your time and participation. Until we meet again, may all be well, healthy, and happy. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.